Hey everyone, appreciate you all being here at USA Crypto Group for this AMS session. Today we have a project called Superman. Superman is created by an experienced team from Krypton Calls, and this plan is to create meme coin with more financial and marketing backing than any other meme coin you have ever seen before. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Sean from the team. Sean, pleasure to have you here, brother. If you can start out introducing yourself, give us a bit of insight into your background experience, please.
Yeah, sure. How's everyone doing? So I'll introduce myself and go ahead and introduce the whole team because we kind of work as a package. So it's kind of important for everyone to kind of know what everyone does and all that good stuff. So as you stated, Superman Coin was, I guess, my brainchild, you can say. It is a part of our call channel, Crypto on Cause Investing, along with our YouTube channel, Crypto on Cause Investing. So personally, I am a real estate investor. Been doing that for about 5-6 years. Before that, I owned a string of Smoothie Kings. If anyone, especially from the Southern U.S., knows exactly what I'm talking about. So kind of been an entrepreneur my whole life, tons of marketing experience. But in the crypto world, been in DeFi about 2.5 years. I started a YouTube channel about a year ago now, closing in on it, about 12.4K subscribers now. Do crypto updates, do token reviews. We also, like I stated, have our marketing company, Crypto on Cause Investing, started or helped tons of projects launch their tokens. So not only have we launched projects before, which I'll touch on those later on in the AMA, but we've, like I said, helped tons of other people launch. So we kind of see the do's, we kind of see the don'ts, we see what works, we see what doesn't work. So that's kind of how this kind of came to a head, to kind of create a token that we can put all of our experience behind and kind of get that going. So that's me. Next up, we have Mike. So Mike handles all of our back-end stuff, basically. For instance, he handles our CMC and CoinGecko listings. So we do have a CMC in CoinGecko pre-list, which while it doesn't guarantee it, there's a very high chance that we will get that CMC and CoinGecko listing day one of launch. That's the goal. Once we get that, Mike handles all of our trending like CG, CMC, DEX tools. He can get all that trending for us on top of being able to have the connections to get us on centralized exchanges, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And another thing to keep in mind is all these things that we do, we're paying wholesale. Typically, we're the middleman, so you're cutting out the middleman. So, that dollar goes a lot further for us than a lot of other people. Next up, we have Paul. He handles all of our graphics. He's the one that did our amazing NFTs. He does all of our in-house AMAs for Crypto on Calls. Next, we have Squid Grow Joe, formerly Safe Moon Joe. I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. Been close to him for years now. He's basically involved in everything I do, always on the team. So he's going to be pushing it across his channel. Next up, we have Tyler Hill, who joined the team about a week ago. Someone that I'm extremely close to. We actually have we work together. So he has his own company. I have my own company. We have about 35 different YouTubers that we sell their videos to people. For instance, if you go to Gympad, go to their document section in their YouTube section, you'll see my contact information. We sell all those videos. So extremely close to him. He decided to hop on the team. So he's going to be doing a video tomorrow and a regular part of the team and a part of the overall project. Also have close friends to the project from my time on YouTube, like Crypto Zeus is going to be supporting us, Crypto Atlas, and tons of other YouTubers. So it's something that's heavily backed by us, our experience, our marketing company, along with a lot of different YouTubers and influencers that we're going to be bringing on board. Or, like I said, tons of influencers that we're really close to. So that's kind of just the team real quick.
Appreciate the introduction there, Sean. Yeah, I mean, apparently you guys, I guess, pretty well known in the space. I think we have Squid Grow Joe here a couple of times from Squid Grow. I think he's part of the AMA a couple of times here with us as well.
Yep.
Definitely know who Tyler Hill is. And I did check out your YouTube channels as well. So you guys are pretty much some sort of influencers in some way in the crypto space. And like you mentioned there, Sean, and what's special about this project that you guys are doing is that not only you guys have the connection, but you said usually you guys are the middlemen, but here you guys are actually doing a project yourself. So you cut out those, the cost of getting trends and CMCs, etc. So that's very helpful for any project.
Exactly.
What was the aspiration, Sean, behind the project? Why Superman?
All right. So I've always been a Superman fan ever since I was a little kid. favorite character. When I was 18, even got a Superman tattoo on my arm, the S symbol, which if I can go back 20 years ago, probably wouldn't have done it. But hey, I did it. You're young, you're stupid, you do things. But I've always loved the character. So when I decided to create my channel, I was thinking about doing a serious take. But then, a lot of people like to have fun with crypto. So that's how I kind of came up with Crypto on Calls, which is obviously, people that don't know, is where Superman's from. So when I started kind of thinking up a token, just kind of fit the brand to do Superman, because we started developing it about 10 months ago, right around the Pepe craze and all the huge meme tokens that we're launching. So our idea is, because we have waited a while to launch it, but in the thick of it, it was the middle of meme season. So we're like, just being crypto on finance, that just doesn't draw anyone in. It's not, I guess, for lack of a better term, sexy enough name. So we decided to go ahead and use Superman to kind of, you see the Superman symbol, it draws you in. You come into the project and then you realize we're so much more than just a meme, because everyone's first thought is going to be that we're a meme. I know one of your next questions might be, what about trademark issues? So did touch base with my lawyer about that. That was obviously something that needed to be figured out. I didn't want to put in months and months of work for something that I couldn't even use. And when he came back, touch on that real quick, is that it basically falls underneath fair use. So any of us are allowed to take a product or a brand and use it for personal use. For instance, if you have a Cricut machine, I can get that Cricut machine and I could make a Superman shirt, wear it every single day if I want, all day, every day. When it becomes a problem is when I go to monetize it and when I sell it. The second I try to sell it and make money off of the brand, that's when it becomes a problem. So we're not making money off of this in any way, shape, or form. All the taxes, everything is going back to the project. Nothing is ever coming back to a dev, no dev fee, anything like that. Next up, all is original artwork. All the NFTs you see, everything you see, nothing was pulled from a DC website or a Warner Brothers website. Everything is original. And of course, this goes right along to crypto, is of course it's for entertainment purposes only. Like I said, no profit. So check out the trademark issues, got a way around that. And you know what? We did get a cease and desist letter because I am incorporated. I am easy to find. That would actually be an awesome thing to be able to actually be noticed by them. Nothing serious would happen, strictly probably pause trading, rebrand, and then relaunch. No big deal, no harm, no foul. So a lot of people get worried about that when it's a non-issue. Looked into it, not going to be an issue. Even if it was an issue, it's not an issue. So just kind of wanted to touch on that because that's a question that's always going to be asked.
Yeah, I appreciate you addressing that concern there. Definitely, I think that was one of the questions that we have for you as well. So I appreciate you addressing that. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, Superman brand is well recognized. I mean, everyone knows what Superman is, or the symbol. Actually, I did have a chance to actually look into the symbol, and actually, it's pretty. It's a little different, right? So, like you said, you guys did not really pull that logo 100% and copy that 100%. But yeah, I think the only thing that I had a concern is the NFT. You know, like you said, the only way that for them to come at you is to if you were to monetize it. But the NFT issues, you don't think that's an issue there, Sean?
Yep. So same thing, not monetizing that. So all of that money that is being made off of the sale of that is either going back to the token for advertisement, or more importantly, it's going into, which we'll touch on this, it's going into the Pulse account, which is a product of VFX Worldwide. It's something that I've been behind the scenes on. It's an AI futures trading bot. That's what's actually going to be taking and making the passive income. But we can hop on over that and talk NFTs and all that good stuff if you want. I can show everyone that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 1 second. Let's get this screen pulled up. All right, we should be good. You should be able to see everything. You guys can see my screen?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. So, like you said, NFTs, again, just to reiterate, not making any money off of it, all going to the Pulse account for that passive income, or going straight back to the project for marketing or whatever is needed, mostly marketing. But let's hop on over to those NFTs. A lot of people are saying NFTs market dried up. Why they may be right, not necessarily for us. We've already sold $24,150 worth of NFTs. We've already minted over a quarter of it. So NFT sales are going extremely well. Kind of want to come over here. I can kind of come down and show you some of the artwork. Again, Paul that put together all the artwork did an amazing job. All kinds of different stuff. There's some Lex Luthors. There's some Supergirls, some retro, some vintage, all kinds of different things. But, that's just kind of the artwork, why it's awesome. Again, that's just the beginning of it. So first up, we have passive income. That is going to be this right here. We already have funds in it up and running. This is Pulse. It's something that, like I said, I've been tied to for about 10 months. So their CTO for VFX Worldwide, who created Pulse, is also my developer. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with VFX, but it's a legitimate trading platform that our project was actually developed alongside this project. That's why we developed it for so long. That's why it took us 10 months to get to market from the birth of the project, the idea, to where we are now, is that we were kind of waiting on Pulse. They've been running for about 21, 22 days now. I think they're averaging about 0.35% daily, which is an awesome return. You got to keep in mind, this is not a Ponzi scheme. You can withdraw your principal at any time. It's not something that is going to deliver unrealistic returns because, again, real money doesn't come out of nowhere. So 0.35%, very solid daily return. Their goal is 1%. Now, with that, every single month, so we're launching on the 1st. On December 1st, we're going to pull funds. We're going to do our first drop for NFT holders. So the NFT holders will receive their passive income in the form of Superman token, which is kind of going to pair the token with the NFTs. So we got the passive income. Next, we have the NFTs that provide boosters. So you buy one NFT in pre-sale, you will get a 10% booster all the way up to 9 NFTs, which will give you a 25% booster. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say you put $1,000 in pre-sale, that's going to yield you 1 million tokens. You own one NFT, that will get you 10% more tokens. So therefore you would get airdrop 1.1 million tokens. So NFTs, they provide passive income, and they also give you the booster token. So the more NFTs you own, the more tokens that you'll get with your pre-sale contribution. Next up, if you buy your NFT, you'll get an invite into my private room, which has all of our influencers in there. We have us. We have everyone that I said, Joe, Tyler, Zeus, Atlas, all of them are in there. Now, in that room, it'll become really valuable, especially in the bull market. Like last bull market, so many of those guys get in on the ground floor of good projects to where we can be like, hey, we have this project coming. We have an opportunity to get on pre-sale. Tyler Hill's going to be pushing it along with Connor Kinney, my financial friend. So you'll kind of get to know of kind of what's going out and what's coming up because of my knowledge. So I kind of have this group to share with everything that I have. So basically inside knowledge of what's going to be going on for each project. You'll get whitelist spots, pre-sale opportunities, all that good stuff. So the NFTs, which I think we met our goal, because our goal was when we launch these NFTs, they can't just be artwork. We can't just sell people a picture. We have to provide some kind of utility, some kind of use case. So that's where we came up with the passive income, with the booster tokens, and then the ability to be able to get into our private room.
Awesome. So it seems like there's a lot of incentives to buy some NFTs. Now, is there a cap of how much booster you can get, or how many NFTs you can get to get the boosters?
Yep. So let me break it down. So full transparency, so everyone knows, there was a pre-sale. Pre-sale, $1 yields you 1,000 Superman tokens. Pre-sale, $1 also yields you 1,000 Superman tokens. That first person to buy at launch, $1, well, I mean, you guessed it, will yield you $1, 1,000 Superman tokens. So while we did do a private sale across all 3 sections, it's the same exact tokens that you're going to be getting. Now, where the difference comes in is with the NFTs. If you bought up to 9 NFTs, which we have multiple people do in private sale, that would have yielded you a 50% booster on your token. So if someone bought 9 NFTs, put in $1,000, which would have yielded you 1 million tokens, you would have ended up with 1.5 million. Now, where it knocks down a little bit is in pre-sale. Starting off, one NFT will get you 10%, all the way up to 9 NFTs, which will get you 25%. So there's a little drop off. So while the tokens, you get the same for private and pre-sale, the booster is where the difference comes in, which again, given value to the NFT. So nothing crazy. It's a little bit drop off, but 9 would be your cap. So once you have 9 NFTs, that will cap you at 50%. You can buy a 10th NFT if you want that passive income, but it wouldn't yield you any more tokens.
Okay, just to recap on that there, Sean. So let's say right now you guys having a private sale right now, correct?
So the private sale is over. Super successful. We raised $28,000 in private sale, along with the $24,000 in the NFTs. Now, keep in mind, all that was just within our sphere of influence. We're just now, like with this AMA, the one we had this morning, we're just now starting to push towards that pre-sale and start actually outside marketing. But yes, private sale was started and is closed, so no longer can be contributed.
Okay, now when is the pre-sale?
So the pre-sale actually starts tomorrow on GymPad. We have 40 ETH. And then as the soft cap, 80 ETH is the hard cap. Now, a lot of the funds, obviously, we hit our hard cap, 75K of that is going to be going to the LP. And then we will have the rest of it pretty much going to either Pulse or marketing, majority going to Pulse, so that we can start pulling that daily income. So if you come over here to Pulse, every single day, like I said, we've already got $32,598 from the project in there, gaining interest every day. So every day at 8 p.m. Central Time, which is my time, this will come up. It'll tell you how much the platform earned or how much I earned for that day. I can either compound or claim. So once we get those funds in there, every single day we will hit that claim button, and that money will go to the NFT holders, and then we will have another account that's going to be going to the project to buy and burn. All those different things. Another very cool thing to note is that with a business account on Pulse, you guys as the holders will have access to be able to log on and see how much money is in the account, where the interest is going. Once we get it, or we claiming it, or we compound it. If we do claim it, what wallet does it goes to? It's completely trackable along with VFX tracking it. So the whole point is that it's for the project. So if we get caught in any way, shape, or form of me taking that money and putting it in my wallet or anything like that, we'll immediately be basically blacklisted from using the platform. So there's all kinds of safeguards in check for you to be able to see exactly where that money's going. So, of course, it's going to be coming all back to the project, because I've always been a long-time component that, me and Joe always joke around. We call it buy me bro tokens, because almost every token that launches, the only thing that gives it value is people buying it. I don't think that's sustainable. It's always going to go down. Any token that's only value is buying, look on CMC, literally just click on any token. They're always going to be below launch price after they hit that initial pump. So we felt like revenue was something that we really, really needed if we wanted to build a long-term sustainable project. And the first source of revenue starts right here with Pulse.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, I just want to touch on that a bit further, so that way the community has a better understanding of what you just said there. Now, to begin with, the $32,000 that you have going on right now, where did the money come from?
So 10,000 of it is from the NFTs. A little bit over 15,000 is from private sale for the token. And then the rest is going to be interest and everything earned. So there's right now, because it's the early stages, the business accounts haven't been created. So once those business accounts are created, we're going to separate it. So this that you see on my screen right here, this will be the NFT account. And then we will have a separate account for the business, which is the token itself. So this account right here, all the interest earned will be going straight back to the NFT holders. On the other account, all that interest earned is going to be going straight back to the token, buying and burning, strengthening the LP, development, whatever it may be.
Okay, so to recap for the community here, so Superman token, also the project will have 2 different accounts. One account is going to be dedicated to earning interest or earning yield, and then they're going to use that earned money to buy back and burn. And one account is going to use that earned money to give back to the NFT holders. Now, regarding NFT holders, Sean, how does that work? Walk me through the process. How does that work? Like, does it pay you in proportion to how many NFTs you hold, or how does that work?
So no, so everyone gets the same amount. So, I mean, you can own obviously multiple. So the way the contract was written up by Sidekick.finance, who's hosting the NFT sale, is that we drop the tokens into the contract and it gets dispersed evenly. So for round numbers, let's say there's 1,000 NFTs, we made $1,000 worth of tokens. That $1,000, every single NFT would get $1. So it's distributed equally. So we kind of entertain the ideas of having different levels, but we decided to just make it an even playing field. The money gets dropped and then it gets split evenly amongst all holders.
I like that. Very simple. It all has the same value, just based off how many NFTs you hold. So if you
Yep.
hold two addresses, you get two distributions. So yeah, very simple to the
Exactly.
point.
So I'm explaining a lot and there's a lot going on, but at the end of the day, once you read and see everything, it really is a super simple project that we have here. Once you wrap your head around what we're doing, it's super simple.
Okay, sounds good. Now there's a lot of incentives. I mean, this is how do you guys structure this in your partnership with Pulse here? And like you mentioned, it's built by VFX Worldwide. What is your relationship with them? Because it seems like you have a lot of trust in this platform.
Yep.
Do you guys have any kind of like a close partnership? And what does that look like?
Yep. So Matt, VFX's CTO, who was a big part of developing this, he's probably one of the first people I met in the space where, I mean, I'm KYC, but we're KYC to each other. He has my ID. I have his ID. He knows my address. I know his. We go back 2.5 years now. Every single thing I've ever done, we've done together. Any contracts or any work I've ever done, he handles all of my stuff. Everything is always exactly where it needs to be. If you don't know who he has one of the best reputations in the space. So it was kind of him that gave me the back seat to the development of this to see exactly what's going on. So yes, it's someone that I trust, again, more than anyone in the space. And he is our contract developer as well. So that's kind of why I have so much faith in it, because while it's only been live for 22 days to us, it's been being tested and developed for literally months. I think it's on about 10 months now that it's actually been going. They did tons of testing before it actually went live with their own money. Again, got a backseat to see all that. So that's why it's something that I truly trust, truly think that it could be the game changer for our project and for a lot of projects. So it's not just us. Any project has the potential to get in it. You have to get vetted. You have to be trusted, things like that. So it's not just us, but yeah, I think that this is a game changer for a lot of projects if they can get into it. But yes, have 100% faith in it. It wasn't just some random thing. I didn't just go to Google and type in passive income and said, hey, I'm going to center my project around that. It's something that I have 100% trust and faith in. With that said, this is crypto. Of course, anything can happen. But yes, I have 100% trust and faith in it.
Awesome. So yeah, just to recap. So Pulse, so what they do is that they it's an AI bot trading. So what pretty much to
It trades futures. Yep.
to some they go out there and yep, invest or trade, and they based on the earn amount, it gets distributed back to Pulse or whatever that the account has
Exactly.
based off. Then
Yep.
based on the amount that they earn, it gets distributed back to the NFT holders. Uh, all right, sounds great. Now the buyback and burn, and so the buyback and burn, I think that's going to be a very a crucial function for the project as well,
For
and it's
sure.
going to has a lot of incentive for investors. Now, what are we looking at? Like, is that being done automatically, or like, I mean, is there like a contribution to this account on a monthly basis, or is there a tax going on there? How does that look like?
So it will be a daily contribution to this account that we'll claim. We'll get sent to the marketing wallet. Again, for the business account, you'll be able to see exactly every single day how much interest was earned, if we claimed it, if we compounded, where it went, if we claimed it. So yeah, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be daily. It's going to be claimed on this platform that you're looking at on my screen right now, daily, getting sent to the marketing wallet. And from there, that's where it could be used for the buyback and burns, development, LP, whatever it needs to be used. Because we all know that the best selling point of any project, I have all the connections in the world. I have our channel, everyone I name, even Matt Wallace, who I did a project on. I have connections throughout everywhere. I know all the influencers, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to a certain extent because the best selling point of a project is a green chart. And this revenue will give us the ability to keep that chart as green as possible. And alongside those influencers and things like that, it can, again, could really set this project apart.
Yeah, I mean, if like you said, you mentioned that it's proven that the platform has earned, is it 0.03% early? Is that what you said?
Yep. So
That's
it's
quite a bit.
averaging. Last time I looked, it was 0.035%. So if you look at my screen, total profits to date, which I think we're on day 22, has earned $29,000 with the use of $602,000 on the platform. Now, keep in mind this again. Something else that none of these projects do. This 32,598, all I have to do is hit this exit button. It comes right back to us. Like I said, it's not like all those websites where you got to put your money on, then you just collect the interest, but your principal is gone. Nope. This is a different animal. If you come over to our Telegram too, I can also get you the link to their Telegram, because when it goes public, it may be something that you're interested in investing in. Again, outside of my project, one of my favorite projects on the market, I think will be one of the biggest projects on the market, especially like in the next bull run and things like that.
Now, Pulse, I don't know much about Pulse there. This is not exclusive for you only, right, Sean? This is
Correct.
I mean, anyone. Okay.
Not anyone. So right now it is so it made it through their testing phase. Now it's going on to what they call VIP accounts. So for people that obviously don't know, because I didn't tell them, this account right here, we actually bought with our own money to be able to bring this to the project. So VIP accounts had to be bought, which this account is. Then they have other accounts called Elite, and those are basically the only people trading on it along with the presale people. So it hasn't been open to the public because, again, they're still fine-tuning the bots, different things like that. But at a certain point, it will actually open up to the public where any investors listening to this room can actually have an opportunity to get on it. They may not have a guaranteed spot. Contracts only last so long. For instance, our contract has 86 days left, but we do get an automatic renewal. Not everyone does, but yes, it will be open to the public. It was not something that was built just for me.
Okay. I mean, without getting to the technicalities of it, so apparently you trust this platform. You trust Mike. I think that's what you said his name is.
Matt. Yeah, Rebel Matt.
Matt. Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think if it's continued to prove that that 0.03% daily, which is pretty crazy, I have to look into that. It's actually very impressive. It's able to do that.
I highly recommend going check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think if the Pulse performs well, and I think there's going to be huge returns for any investors in the Superman token.
Exactly. The goal is to have long, sustainable growth. Have a project where you put your money in, it actually grows over time. We keep thickening the LP. We keep raising that percentage. We keep raising the value of the token, because that's the goal. Again, we talk about some more revenue stuff that we're going to be having coming up, but this is going to be available at launch.
Awesome. Why don't we get into that? Because right now it looks like the ecosystem, it's like as of this moment, it's fully rely on Pulse. Let's talk about other revenue that you guys may have in place down the line.
Yep. So one thing that we decided to do with Crypto on Calls is a launch pad. Decided that with that launch pad, my company won't take any of the money from the launch pad. We're going to bring that all back to Superman Coin. So there's a couple of reasons around that. So we have our private room where we can, promote things that we choose to launch. We'll have the Superman room itself, because again, why wouldn't you want to support the launch pad when revenue is going to be coming back to you? But kind of a thing that's going to separate us, because so many people launch pads. There's a million of them out there. But through my time with helping projects launch, there's a couple of different people that launch projects. You have people that just randomly launch a project, have no plan, just think it would be fun to actually launch. You have those type of people. Next type of people you have are people that have plans, but then soon realize they have no connections and no way to get in touch with these connections, because a lot of these influencers a lot of times are hard to get in touch with. They are very, very standoffish, very skeptical of everyone, rightfully so. We kind of know how the space works. So with our launch pad, you are going to be vetted and will only be allowed to launch if I kind of give you the pass and approval, if it's something that we want to do. Now, once you get that approval, you'll get immediate access to the 35 plus YouTubers that we sell, to our plugs for CMC and CoinGecko and trending and centralized exchange listings and everything like that. And then we will send the portions from the raise, our portion of the raise, back to Superman Coin. Now, It's very expensive to build a launch pad. So you might be looking at 20, 30, 40,000 plus probably months. So originally it was a longer term utility that we were thinking, but without going into huge detail because we're still figuring out, GymPad is actually going to they're doing an update that's going to be able to make it possible for us to basically partner with them to kind of, I guess, for the lack of a better term, franchise their Launchpad out to us. So we have Token A that wants to launch with Krypton calls. We'll actually be able to use GymPad's Launchpad that I will have admin rights to set my own fees and everything like that to launch that project. So this utility is probably something that's going to be coming probably within like the first 30 days of launch, which at that point will bring us into our second thing of revenue. So we're going to have Pulse going, then we're going to have the Launchpad going. Then with our connections with like Tyler, who is heavily connected to Connor Kinney and my financial friend, along with all of my connections, it's something that we should easily be able to spread because we have clients all the time, especially with Tyler Hill's growth agency. He puts me to shame with the amount of people that we do. For the amount of business I do, awesome, but Tyler Hill puts me to shame with the amount of business he gets. So we just have all these connections that we really think that we can push our Launchpad idea and being able to launch with us to be able to get all those connections. And again, our portion of that will always go back to Superman.
Awesome. Now, is this your first project, Sean, like of your own?
It is not. So the last project that we launched, I'm not sure if you guys know who Matt Wallace is. If you do, some people love him, some people hate him. A lot of people have opinions about him, but me and my team launched a project with him about 6-7 months ago called Moonpot. It was a jackpot-based token. We did about a 252x at the all-time high, and we are currently probably sitting at about 12 to 15x last time I looked. So it's still very much active, floors being held, still above launch price, which you don't see very often. Kind of, just like most projects, waiting for the bull market to come around. Matt has a lot of plans going on for it. So no, that this is not our first project. That was the last project we did, which again, full transparency, we did launch that project with a $3,000 LP. So that 252x was so much easier to obtain. With this one, we kind of wanted that sweet spot. The plan is going to be to pair the LP with a 0.001 starting price and a $300,000 market cap. So we're not starting stupid high to where it won't move, but we're also not starting at 3,000 to where it'll just do a stupid skyrocket, which, a lot of those projects like that one, like Moonpot, when you have such a low LP and it does skyrockets, it does a lot of X's, but there's only a handful of people that can actually take that money because in reality, the money's not real for a lot of people or for most people. Not everyone would be able to take those gains. So we, again, want to make this longer, more sustainable. So that's why we're starting with a little higher LP, starting market cap than most projects that we've done.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that you mentioned that. That's actually a very crucial point that you just mentioned there. A lot of people, hear 250x or 300x, but like you said, at the end of the day, there's only a handful of people can actually get those by buy and sell and trade, and the volatility is crazy because if few buys, it will shoot you up. Few sells, it will bring the chart back down. So I definitely like, a lot of people says that, okay, this guy's launched a project before, and this is not a good thing. Actually, it is a good thing because you learn from it, right? You learn from it.
Well, exactly. So this is my project. So, and what I mean by that is the last project that we launched with Matt is, I'm not going to say it's Matt project. It was actually my brainchild, but Matt Wallace is huge in the space. I was a lot lesser known 6 or 7 months ago, at least my company was. So it was something that we kind of let him head up. We're kind of following his steps. So what we're going to do next, he's got a lot of different ideas with it. So why it was my brainchild and it is my project, this is truly my project. This one is being run 100% by myself in my team. Like this is our baby, I guess you can say. So again, Moonpot is our project, but Matt Wallace is mainly heading that project up.
Yeah, I definitely see the very thoughtful, thought-out strategies behind it, especially you being an influencer in YouTube. I can definitely see all the connections you're trying to tie together, and very strategic moves, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I want to touch on that point too. That he's Right, to a certain extent. So there's a lot of people that launch project after project after project. They might have 20, 30 projects under their belt because they are doing it to make money. This isn't something that I have to do. This is something that we want to do. We're making money off of our call channel. This isn't something that I'm launching the project to make money off of directly. So if we make money, I'm not treating it any differently than any of my other businesses. So if we make money, we'll be talking about months down the road because we are going to lock our team tokens when it's at 100x or 200x. If it's successful at that point, we'll make a little bit of money. Like crypto is one of the only space, I like to call it a business too, that where all the devs get paid up front, they make all the money. In reality, that's not how it works. You start a business, you make money if the project is successful. So we're launching this project not because we have to, because we want to. Building projects, building businesses, it's what I do. It's what I love to do. It's my passion. It's what I do, literally do for fun, is I like to build things, build businesses. So we're not launching this to make money up front. We're not going to make $1 off of it, which is fine. I'm more than willing to put in the work, build it, but where I make my actual money is off of my YouTube channel.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that clarifications. And yeah, I think you're doing the right thing, man. I think I definitely see your strategies, doing what you do here. So but again, even though you may not benefit from this coin, but again, you plan for the long term, right? So everybody wins in these situations. If you blow up, you get more recognitions, and your call channels gets more awareness, your YouTube channel gets more awareness, etc.
Exactly. It's and again, we would make money off the long term, but you prove something that you actually made a good point that I left out, is that it's also a proof of concept for our launch pad. Hey, look what we launched, Superman. Look what we did. Come launch your project with us. So you're right. While we're not making money right directly up front, again, it's like a proof of concept to show exactly what we can do. Now, we've launched other projects. When I say launch other projects, not us, projects that we helped with, but we don't get the recognition for that. It's not our project. So one of our most recent one was Sheba Warp. They had a very successful pre-sale, but they had other people helping as well. It wasn't just us. But yeah, Crypto on Calls isn't just sitting there front and center getting all the credit for that. Hey, come look what we did right here. This is our project. Our name's attached. It crushes it. It's the perfect form of marketing for what could be done if you choose to launch your project with Crypto on Calls.
Awesome. All right, Sean. Yeah, man, I think I have a clear understanding of your project, and I hope the community does as well. Let's talk into the safety of the project. Where are we at on the audits?
Yep. So we have multiple audits. Go into our Telegram, use the audit command. We have one from Interfi, and we also have one from Assure. Both audits came back awesome. Assure gave us the stamp of approval. So yeah, that's where the audits stand now. Of course, I'm doxxed. I'm all over YouTube. You see my profile picture, but I'm also KYC through Assure because of my docs. Because I'm doxxed on YouTube, and I do that at first, I wasn't sure if it was necessary to do that, but I did just go ahead and just get that KYC just for peace of mind, so people, 100% know that I am who I am.
Yes, just so the community knows who you are. I think the last time we had a chat in a private group, and I checked out your YouTube channel. It seems like you have quite a bit of followers. How many followers do you have over there?
So YouTube is about 12.4K. Not the best, but we have a good following. Videos get good traction. It's tons of token reviews because, again, that's kind of our bread and butter. That's what we do. That's how, again, we make our money. But yeah, YouTube channel is going awesome. And again, it's a big thanks to Matt Wallace has called out my channel. Crypto Zeus has called out my channel. Tyler Hill has called out my channel. Joe has called out my channel. So they, being close to those guys, really gave me a leg up and really be able to get kind of ahead of the game than I guess most people that would start a YouTube channel. So yeah, all those guys helped me out extremely. Not to mention gave me pointers on mics, different things like that. But yep, YouTube channel is doing great.
Awesome. Seems like you're out there hustling, man. Building that connections, very important.
Yep. Shameless plug. Anyone that needs a review, token review, hit me up. I'm your guy. Not only can I get you reviews for myself, but like I said, up to 35 more YouTubers we have under management that we can get videos for. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, and if you have all those information, send a post to us. We will pin it in our room there for you as well.
For sure.
By the way, this is
Yep.
actually our first time doing an AMA in this official channel here. So I think a lot of people may not realize that we actually moved to this channel. We always had this channel for 3 years now, but we've never done an AMA here. So this is
Oh,
actually our
cool.
first time here. I think our turnout
Nice.
is not bad, but usually we do a little bit more. But I think it's the first time, so not many people may be aware of it. But eventually we caught on maybe hopefully 2 to 3 more AMAs here. So yeah, Sean, man, I think I have a very clear understanding of your project, and you have a lot of connection. It seems like, and I think that is very, very important, especially when it comes to marketing. So great
Yep.
job on that.
Yep. Yeah. People don't realize how important that is and how hard it is. Again, I know I keep using those terms, but we've had multiple projects that have come to us day 3, day 4 of their launch because they're like, man, I'm trying to get using real examples. Not going to name the project, but I'm trying to get in touch with Crypto Zeus. He won't respond to my text, so someone told him that I was the guy to get in touch with. So got him in touch with him. He didn't ultimately get a video, but what happened is because he launched his project, didn't have any connections. He gained zero traction. He was trying to get CMC, couldn't get it without us. And in the meantime, his chart just went completely red and he was kind of dead in the water. So people don't realize how important planning and getting connections are. So the reason why we pushed out, we're starting pre-sale on the 17th, but launching on the 1st is to give us time to get all of our thoughts together to make sure we get that CMC and CoinGecko listing on November 1st. Then November 2nd, it may be a Squid Grow Joe and Crypto on Calls video along with CMC trending for the week. Then, day 2 might be the Tyler Hill video and CoinGecko trending for 7 days. And day 3 might be ETH trending. So it's something that we're 100% going to have a plan for going into. We're not just winging it every single day for probably the first 7 days, the initial plan will take place. We'll have exactly what we're doing, have a checkbox. This is day 1, this is day 2, this is day 3, because it's very important to have that plan. Because again, so many people launch without that plan, and that's how they end up dead in the water when that chart goes red.
100%. There's a saying that says, fail to plan is planning to fail, right? So I think the planning and the preparation is everything, man. And a lot of this in
Exactly.
crypto, with crypto is that anybody start a project and without any sort of business background, that's why you see it's a lot of rugs, a lot of projects cannot move forward because the owner never had any experience. You can't even think for a second. So,
Yep,
but
exactly.
that's the reality of it. So yeah, no, it's having a business background, and you have to treat it like a business. Like you mentioned in real life, you literally get paid off the business if the business bring in revenue. That's how it should be. So yeah, as long as you treat it like a business, you have a good strategies, good planning behind it. I think you will do a lot better than most of the projects out there.
Yep, that's the plan. Like I said, obviously no guarantees, but definitely what we're planning. And then kind of touching on what the guy was saying about I'm not looking at the chat, so I'm not sure who said it, but about multiple projects. So if anyone's ever launched a project or have never launched a project, it is literally one of the hardest things you'll ever do. The amount of successful projects out there are slim to none. Actually having a truly successful project is super, super hard. So sometimes you launch projects, they fail, and you want to give it another go because you learn from your mistakes on the previous project. Because again, it is very, very hard to do this. People that have never done it don't realize the hours that you put in and the magnitude of how hard it is to actually launch a successful project. It is very, very hard.
It is hard. It is hard, and over here it's saturated, right? And the problem is that anyone can launch a project, so it's
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to differentiate who are the real developers, which ones are the good projects, right? Because you have so many of them. That's a lot too much noise out there. But if you find the right one, the right people behind this, why I always invest in the founders.
Exactly.
That's what I look for the project. So. Well, I mean, talking about that, you're very doxed, Sean. Anybody can see you on YouTube. Your face is everywhere. So I think that brings a lot of trust as well for this project. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
I, yeah, I think I like what I hear. Again, guys, this AMA is not financial advice. Always do your own research. But yeah, I think I like transparent team, transparent people, and I think this is one of the projects that that I feel like I can trust the project. Now, with that being said, definitely in the beginning, make sure that you guys look into the project, do research, especially on posts. I'll be looking at posts as well. Just have a better understanding of how the strategy is, how they're using the money to invest. So, any last thoughts, Sean, or do you have any time for questions?
Yes, definitely. Ask away. Any question you want. It can be hard questions, whatever. Yep, definitely ask questions. Especially, I want hard questions. Anyone that's got any critical comments, questions, go ahead and ask. Yep.
Yeah, so Sean, in the chat room, we usually there's a pin post that we pin for the community to ask questions like 1 hour prior. I'm not sure you know chat room, but on top of it, you can actually see all the questions there. But with that being said, my man Mike has been keep tracking all the questions. So he's gonna come on and he's gonna look into that pin post and read some of the good questions off, okay?
Yep. Yep. And then real quick, you can see on my screen, that is a review that I did. I say review, kind of a summary of everything going on with the token. If you're here listening, you just got more info than in that video, but it's something you can go check out if you want to learn a little bit more about the project.
Definitely. Awesome, guys. And we will pin all that as well, the link to the pre-sale, Sean's channel, etc. After the AMA here. So with that being said, Mike, the floor is your brother.
Thank you, Seattle. Thank you, Sean. Great presentation there, brother. Now, a lot of these questions were already answered coming down to a very detailed AMA today, but there's a couple, further down your roadmap here for a couple of questions. First one coming in from Rayhan about the launch pad down on phase 3. He's curious if there will be badges or levels that we'll be able to see like other launch pads, such as SAFU badges and the audit badges and all that such, providing us, a little bit more safety feel coming into the pre-sale of a sale on your launch pad.
Yep, exactly. So what you see, actually what's on my screen. So it'll all start with me. Someone will contact me at Crypto on Calls and say, hey, I want to launch with you. I will personally vet them. Again, we kind of, even if you look at my YouTube channel, I've done more token reviews than I can count. 2 of them have been rug pulls. Myself and Mike, mainly on our team, he is super good at finding the red flags and what projects are good, what projects aren't. Really good at what he does. So it'll start there. But like I said, it is on phase 3, I believe, on the website, which does need to be updated because we are going to probably more than likely be partnering up with GymPad. So yes, there will be your badges that you see like this on here, very similar to how GymPad currently sets it up, because again, it is technically going to be on GymPad's launchpad that we're launching. So yeah, if they launch with us, they will more than likely be required to get those badges. Because again, every time we launch a project, we're putting our name on it. In the crypto space, your reputation is everything. So if you launch through us, which will end up being on the GymPad platform, more than likely, we probably will require you to get all those badges.
Perfect. Appreciate that. Matt has a question here from Sapphire Calls. Says, so a consistent 0.035 daily return from Pulse is great out of the gates, but what is your ultimate target there?
So their target is 1%. Is that obtainable? Time will tell. In a bull market, it may be very obtainable. Right now, the crypto market cap's at what? 1 trillion. In a bull market, we might be at 4 trillion, 5 trillion, 6 trillion. Who knows? So the way it works is they aren't trading on the decentralized side. They're actually doing all of their trading on the centralized platforms. So more money flowing through the platform is going to potentially provide more yields. Again, more money in crypto flowing through crypto, more money for potential gains. So the goal is 1%, which if we even average that for a month would be absolutely insane with, the amount of money that we would have for buyback and burns and things like that.
Well, yeah, perfect. Actually, while we're talking about the burns there, can you speak on the whole burn mechanism and how it works?
I'm sorry, say that again?
On the burn there, can we talk about, while you're on the same topic, let me move my microphone here, I'm sorry, the whole burn mechanism and how that works inside the ecosystem?
Yep. So it's going to be used. It's going to be very strategic. We more than likely will never announce that burn's coming. You will never see a big buy before a burn. It's not something the team would ever do. Promise you, once you see that buy, there will never be a big buy ahead of it. So that's going to kind of be strategic. If we tell people the burn's about to happen at X amount of time, there's always going to be those people that want to come in, buy before the burn so that they can, before that, $10,000 buy or whatever it may be, so that they can sell after. So it's going to be very strategic. It's going to be more so when the chart needs it. Because again, the most important thing is keeping that chart looking as good as possible. Because said it earlier, it's 100% true. The best form of marketing in DeFi is a green chart. So it's going to be very strategically planned out when needed, probably usually when we're on a downward trend.
Yep, makes sense. I appreciate that info there. Yeah, you never want to announce that kind of stuff. Make it more of a surprise, right?
No, there'll be too many people. It's what people do. They'll take advantage of it. And it's, kind of some potentially, depending on the size of their buys, maybe even make that burn null and void by taking profits and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not something that we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Next question is coming from Benedict Lewis here. This question is, what makes the AI trading bot Pulse a reliable and consistent revenue generator for the Superman coin ecosystem? And are there any safeguards in place to ensure this in the future?
Yep. So they're trading. So again, this is DeFi. It's a trading bot. It's no different. So there's two teams of traders that use the AI signals to execute the trade, and they kind of compete against each other. So it's like you trading or me trading. It's very possible you can lose. There have been 2 days in the 22 days where it had like a 0.013% loss. So it does happen, but it's, again, a very experienced dev team, a very experienced trading team behind it that so far through all the testing and into the first 22 days, again, only 2 lost days. And even the lost days, they had specific reasons why that happened. They were very minor. But again, overall, it's about as reliable as I've seen in the space. But not going to lie, not going to sugarcoat it. It is possible to lose. That's a part of trading. There is no such thing as making legitimate money 100% of the time, because, again, legitimate money isn't created out of thin air. So just like anything else, there are risks. It is possible that you can lose a little. But from what I've seen and from what they've shown, very much a winner so far.
100%. Next community question is about the NFTs. Now, we know you have that your first collection here. Is there any plans for future collections? And if so, what are they going to be based on?
Right now, no. So, none of us were honestly huge fan of NFTs. We kind of built them in because we thought it would fit well into the ecosystem. It would just be one more thing to get people excited about. Now, why things can change right now, there are not any plans for another one. Who knows, if Pulse crushes it and does well, we might want to get some more going. You never know. But as of right now, no, there aren't plans for a second collection.
10-4. Appreciate that. Next community question is coming in from Taraka. His question is, which one is it here? There we go. What is the mission of making Superman Coin the most popular and successful meme tokens of the market? What are your key partnerships and marketing strategies? I know we went over a couple of these things with your partnerships, but more aiming to who you're looking to onboard in the future, who you're hoping to also onboard to your partnership.
Yep. So I've already named a lot of them. Like I said, I already have a project with Matt Wallace. He's someone that I've been talking to get him on board. But yeah, we're just going to continue to bring on even bigger influencers. Connor Kinney's one of them. My financial friend's one of them. Just naming some people that aren't involved yet to just keep spreading the word. Keep that chart green. Trending is something that is hugely successful, especially when you have that green chart. Trending alone can't necessarily do it, but when that chart's green, it helps. So yeah, we're just going to keep going as we grow. Some of these guys don't come cheap. Your people like Tyler Hill and Joe and Zeus, people that I am extremely close to and talk to regularly, they'll do it for next to nothing just to support me. I bring them a lot of business, so they'll help me out. So some of these other big, huge influencers that I'm talking don't necessarily come cheap. But yeah, we're just going to keep going one by one, spreading it to all your different groups to hopefully take over one of your mainstream tokens. Our goal, is it going to happen? Who knows? It'd be very hard to do, but we want to be a recognizable name like Pepe was and stuff like that. We want you to see Superman and relate it to success and a very good token.
100%, and keep pushing us away. 100%. let's see here. One of the questions I actually always like to ask every AMA that we have, every project, Sean, from the beginning of when you thought of Superman to right now, what can you say has been your biggest difficult task that you've had to complete or overcome?
Just kind of figuring out everything because, again, we started developing it with Pulse, but just kind of figuring out how to give its value was kind of, I guess, the biggest obstacle because we didn't just want to be another token launching. So, we had to brainstorm, which again led us to Pulse and then starting to develop with that, which led it to the Launchpad. We have other huge ideas that I would prefer not to say publicly because, again, then you set expectations. But yeah, just figuring out how to have that revenue because I said it before that I'm a huge believer you have to have revenue. You don't have revenue, you're on life support. You may do a huge pump, but it's only a matter of time before you're done. So that was just the biggest thing is figuring out how exactly we're going to have revenue and keep opening up different sources of revenue to the project.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, I might have missed this a little bit earlier, but let's go diving into your tokenomics, total supply, taxes, in and out, and all that such.
Yep. So tokenomics, super simple. It's 2% going to the treasury wallet. It's going to be very public wallet. It's going to be the same wallet that the Pulse funds are going to be going to. That, again, we'll be using it for buying and burning. We'll be using it for LP, development, whatever it may be. And the reason why we're not labeling it a certain percentage here, a certain percentage there, that kind of goes back to helping projects and having them do stuff that wasn't right. Like, for instance, they have a wallet that's 1% that is supposed to be for burning. Well, they get that 1%, but they need it for development because they have this huge idea they want to do. Then you have the community giving them help because that 1% was supposed to be designated to burn, not to go to development. So that's just kind of the reason why we're just doing a straight 2% to the treasury wallet to be used for whatever the project needs. Charge red, we can buy and burn. We need some funds for the Launchpad. It'll be there for that. So super simple, just 2%.
Perfect. And there's plans to go anywhere near a central exchange online?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, my guy, Mike, that's on our team. That's his specialty, along with having his plugs to CMC and CoinGecko and trending. He has connections to tier 1 centralized exchanges, tier 2 and tier 3 that we can get on for fractions of the price of what most projects would do. So 100%. For instance, if you look at Pepe, it's been a while since I've done it, but if they had $1 billion in volume, 900 million of it was on centralized exchanges. So if you truly want to be one of the big boys, you have to be on a centralized exchange if you really want that crazy volume.
100%. Now, Seamus, I just seen you unmuted yourself. Do you have a question for the team here?
Yeah. I do have a question. Thanks so much, buddy. Great presentation, this Superman team, and I during the course of the presentation and everything you have to say, I understand that you guys are working towards the crypto community mainly, and Superman is also a movie that everyone is familiar with, and there are a lot of fan base out of crypto space. So I thought of something and I said I should ask you guys. Are you looking at having a pop-up store in collaboration with the makers of Superman, where you sell your NFTs in the form of a merchandise, receiving payments in crypto and fiat from the non-crypto community? Because I believe this technique will create more awareness to your project, and not just to your project, and attract more buyers from the Superman's lovers side as well. So I don't know if you've thought of that. And also about your NFT collections, you were saying something about creating revenue for your project. So I don't know if you've thought of having putting an automatic buyback to buy your tokens on every sales of your NFT, because if you're doing that, I know that that technique alone will help to keep revenue for your projects. I don't know if you've thought of that.
So to answer that question first, we couldn't do that because a lot of the funds for the NFTs, at least 80% of it will be going into the bots to actually provide the passive income. So doing all of that wouldn't be something that's possible, but that's basically going to be the concept of the Pulse account for the token. Now, as far as your first question, I think I understood what you said. Now, keep in mind, and I have a follow-up on what I'm about to say, but what I said in the beginning, having a pop-up store selling merchandise at this moment in time is impossible. At that point, it would be probably viewed upon as profiting with trademark. But I have actually reached out to DC about seeing about getting a license, because I'm sure you'll get on like Etsy and all these different places, and people are selling Harry Potter and all these different things. It's because you can actually get a license to sell that. So 100% that's on our to-do list. Not something that we've really made public yet. It's not on our website of anything, but we do want to get that license to be able to sell merchandise and possibly do exactly what you're just saying. So yeah, that is something that's possible. We just have to obtain a license before we can do that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. You could just partner with DC and come up with something like that, because there are a lot of Superman lovers that would really want to know about your token and buy into this. So yeah, I'm
Yep,
really
100%.
interested in this,
Yep.
and I like the idea about what you're
I'm with
coming up
you.
with. Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yep. Thanks for the question.
Appreciate that question there, Seamus. Another question I had for me too about that gamification down in phase 3. I know it's a bit away, but let's talk about the gamification and what that entails.
So that is something that is super early in development. So Paul, one of the guys on the teams that did the NFTs, he's actually going to be heading that up. We are literally still in the very early stages of deciding exactly what we want to do with that. Again, making sure Pulse was done and ready. And then also now the launch pad is our main focus. So that's something that's kind of in the background right now that he's kind of still brainstorming, coming up with the ideas. So that is in the very early stages. So I don't have tons to talk about the gamification yet.
Just muted that. All right, yeah, appreciate it, Sean. I think that really kind of wraps it up of all the information that we can kind of ask here throughout all the questions. Everything was kind of really well presented there, Sean.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, with that being said, I appreciate your presentation, brother. It was top notch, and I'm going to kick it back to Seattle. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, very well articulated, Sean. Great job, man, presenting your project. And I definitely will look into Pulse further myself. And again, guys, just to recap, the pre-sale will be in GemPad tomorrow, and we will pin that. Yeah, I think I like the project. I definitely do, and I like the fact that the team is transparent, and you can see Sean on YouTube almost every day on there. So that's a bonus.
Yep, for sure. You don't know about my channel, go over to it, subscribe to it. Always doing token reviews, do updates on the market when I can, but stay pretty busy with the reviews. But yeah, go check it out, give us a sub, and watch some videos.
Awesome, Sean. So what we like to do is we like to offer to every developer. Would you like us to raise awareness to your Telegram by having our community go there and say, "Great AMA" or drop a sticker, whatever,
Sure.
and they get like $10, and Mike will give them $10, something like that. He's gonna come there and pick a random winner if that's the way you want.
Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good, guys. So that we will pin the TG, Superman's TG in our chat room. Okay, so we're gonna head back to the chat room. And Mike, do you have any sort of giveaway going on right now?
I sure do. We still have that active $25 Twitter giveaway that's going to be going on for the next 24 hours as well. We're going to follow up also with a $15 YouTube giveaway. You go there, you like it, you drop a comment. We're going to pick in 24 hours a random $15 there as well. Also, once we open up the chat, we're going to do a random number giveaway. This number has already been chosen, and I will be sending in proof that it was chosen prior to starting this AMA. But here's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do only 5. We're going to try to do 5 guesses per person between a number 1 and 200. So once I open up the chat, I'm going to drop all that information and let you guys try to guess it out for the winning of some money there. Stay tuned for the upload of the YouTube there for an additional opportunity to win some money. And Sean, once I get that all uploaded, I'm going to get you over a copy as well.
Sounds good.
All right, Sean. Well, I appreciate you being here at USA Crypto Group along with everyone here. Again, it's not financial advice. Make sure you guys do your research accordingly. Thank you, Sean, and we'll chat soon, brother.
Yep. Really appreciate you having us.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
All right.
Take
All
care.
right. We'll see you in the chat room, guys.
Let's go.
All right,
Peace.
bye-bye.